Hello people, welcome back. In the last video we talked about we just built a partial web server using the HTTP package that we get with Node. In this video we'll be talking about requests and response, right? So now onwards we will refer them as REQ for request and RES for a response, because anytime we do that you should know that this is request and this is response, right? So let us quickly run our server once again by doing node app.js, and we can hit our server by saying localhost 3000 in the browser, just like that, and it says request hit, right? But wait, there's nothing happening right here. We are not getting any response back, and very soon it's going to show us some error, right? So what we'll do is we need to log some things out here on the console. So let's try to console.log, and anything you are dealing with in JavaScript in Node.js, you can log anything to the console. It just works right away. So let us log this request object itself and let us see what do we get. And again we'll do a control C to stop it for both Windows and Mac, and then we'll say node app.js again, just so that our changes are up and running. Okay, so and since this browser was continuously requesting, that's why we get this request here. So there's a lot of values, rather we should say there's a lot of properties right here that we are getting on the console, and you can again go through them one by one. There's a lot of information coming to us via the browser itself, what kind of request it is, right, so on and so forth. Okay, so yeah, so this tells us what URL we were on, because since we are hitting the very first route, the home route where the index.html page needs to be served, so this is why we are not getting that console.log, sorry, the localhost 3000 thing. We're just getting a slash right here, and the same thing goes for method as well. And what else we can do is we can log all these properties separately. For instance, I can say request.url just to know what URL the request came through. And what else we can log? We can say request dot let us log the method, what kind of method it was hit, right? Okay, so again what we'll do is we'll say control C, and let's do a clear console, right? And let us now say node app.js. Okay, let us again refresh the page, right? And now we get the route on which the request was hit and the type of request was hit, right? And again, people requests are of different types. Whatever request you generally hit with your using your browser to load a site generally is a get type of request. So there are multiple types of request. It can be a get request, it can be a post request, it can be a put request, there can be a delete request, and there's a lot more requests that we will see in detail, right? So for now what you can do is you can head over to this link that will be mentioned in the description as well, and you can read about different types of requests, right? So the MDN web docs have all the information you really need to get started. So you get to know what is a get request, post request, put, delete, connect, so on and so forth. And again we'll see them all, most of them in the upcoming videos. Right, let us get back. Now let us solve our basic problem, right? We are not getting anything back inside the browser. It just keeps spinning and eventually it says the site can't be reached. It is because we are not sending anything back, right? To send something back, we need to make changes to our response object, right? To make changes to our response object, we need to first set some headers. Headers are just some sort of initial information that tells the browser, okay, this is the type of data you're going to get back, right? So we can say set header, and then we can say content type, right? And it is going to be text plain for now. And again we will be talking about them in detail as well. We can send HTML as well, because why not? We are dealing with a web application. We'll be sending a lot of HTML in future as well. And then on the response we have to write something, and why not, let's write our legendary hello world, just like so. And let us restart our server. We'll do a control C and node app.js. Okay, let us now cancel this request, load it again. And there is one small little thing that we need to do so that we can see this on our browser. Let's say response.end, because That's how we get to see the result on our browser. So let us again run this application. Go back to our browser and say localhost 3000. Yeah, so we get the response like so. And let me quickly zoom in so that you can see it. Right, so we get hello world right here. And people, that is how your request and response really work. We'll discuss request and response as we move forward in the tutorials. uh, Once we are dealing with data, once we are getting data from the database, and that's where the things will get interesting. That's it for this video. Do subscribe to Dartbucket, do like this video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.